Our project name is called Glocal. And the problem we're solving is the lack of resource issue caused by the global COVID-19 pandemic. Right now, there's the rising demand, and WHO estimate that there's at least 40% increase in demand for all medical equipment. And this percentage can be much, much higher for essential equipment right now, like the mask and gloves. And this brings up to the problem of limited resources, meaning that demands are accelerating faster than the means of production. And because productions are not tagging along with the acceleration of demand, there's a shortage of essential resources. Also, households are overstocking resources in their garage and all their other storage rooms. And this causes many resources are not being utilized. Um, and they're just being stuck in someone's garage. And this is a problem of allocative inefficiency, meaning that resources are not being passed on to those who need them the most. And this is because of the overstocking issue I mentioned, as well as a government imposed price ceiling during crisis time. And this can really undermine perfect market competition, causing allocative inefficiency. And an insight we found that's really interesting is if you need something in your home, there's a really high likelihood that a house within a block has an oversupply of that. With this logic, we realize that each household can have an excess and a need. For example, my household has an excess of toilet papers, but we need a lot of hand sanitizers. So if we can match our excess to another household's need and our need with another household's excess, we can really trade and exchange our resources to benefit the both of us. And this is actually the fundamental of our solution, in which we want to create a web application that allows a household to provide and obtain resource from households nearby. And now Hugo will demonstrate our demo for this product.
This is the sign up page where the users will use their email address and their street address to register for an account. Then we'll move on to the profile page where the users can select tags for the different medical items that they're looking for. Posted items are the items that the users have in excess that they will post to the general public. Requested items are the items that the users have already contacted the owners with. And bought items are the items that the users have already exchanged for. And this is also where they can give a rating based on the experience of their transaction. So here's the homepage where the users can search for any particular medical items that they're looking into. And these can also be sorted by tags, ratings, and the distances from the user's location. So when the users do choose to select a particular item, that will bring them to the product page here, which displays a majority of the information that the user needs. The aspect here to look for is things you can exchange for, which are the things that the provider, in this case Radovan, is looking for that the users have. Right, so if the users want to make an exchange with Radovan, they will click the message button, which will bring them to the messaging interface where the users can set up a transaction with Radovan. And this way, we won't be providing any methods of transaction. We'll be providing a platform for communication between the two users.
Going back to our slides, we have two major impacts for our solution. One of which is resources will be allocated more efficiently. And another impact from a bigger picture standpoint is we are collecting firsthand data and providing them to local authorities so they know how to allocate resources in between the local communities. And also, when testing our product, we want to collect Google Forms of household need and access in Irvine and identify matching household. After doing that, we will provide them contacts with one another and encourage trading of supplies. And we want to use that data to see if we can really get traffic for our product. And in the end, to scale up our product, we need a revenue stream. And two ways to do that is one, we can offer delivery service by connecting with local individuals who can walk from house to house, and we can have a positive profit margin from that. Another way is we can recommend local and online stores based on the user's need and charge a web traffic fee or advertisement fee from the producer. And lastly, from the marketing standpoint, we want to really form emotional connections with our positive brand value with our users. And we want to emphasize that each transactions they're partaking, they're also benefiting the community as a whole. And with that in mind, we also want to improve the media presence by incorporating Facebook login, and this can appeal to the general public and especially the growing Gen Z and millennial market.